Welcome to Chess Video episode 520. I'm your host, The Wiz. Today, another chess variant. This one was sent to me by a viewer, and it looks like a lot of fun. Of course, I didn't try it out, because then we wouldn't have the pleasure of finding out it's completely ridiculous beforehand. We would just discover that during the show. So here's the way it works. Let me open up my game at notepad.exe. There it is. And let me pull up the variant rules. Oh, maybe I should have done this before the show started, but hey. Hey is all I have to say about that. You cannot place the king in check or checkmate. Yes, it's one of those. We've played checkless chess where you can't check, but in this one, you try to get your king to the opposite back rank. This means your king is a very valuable fighting piece because you get it out there in the middle of the board. It restricts what the opponent can do. They can't just move anywhere because it might check the opponent. Now, I have two challengers right now because these are my favorite friends here, but I'm going to put a link in the chat for all you guys. Of course, I'm going to play. What is this? Unlimited time control? Are you crazy? I lost my cookies. I want to give everyone a chance to play, not just my friends. So here also to my enemies and my opponents in the chat, you can click this link on the live show, or we're streaming live at ChessWiz, actually at twitch.tv/ChessWiz, Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can watch this show live. It's a lot of fun because in the chat box, they say things like, hi, as you can see over here. Or does it say hi? They say hi. I love, you can't even see that. Hi. See that right there? It's hi. Yeah, you can read things like that. Really fantastic things, but only on the Twitch version of the show. So you should definitely check that out. So here, let's put the rules in the chat. We're playing against none other than Arjdal09, which is one of my favorite Arjdals. I compared him to Arjdal08 the other day, and he was superior by approximately 1. And he's already starting us off with a good fix, just to show us how thick he is. Okay, you cannot place the king in check or checkmate. So I think we want to get the queen out. Here's why I think that. That will help restrict the enemy king. It's kind of like a race. Like imagine his king gets here, and my queen is here. He can't move any further. He cannot progress. But if my queen were up here, he couldn't even get anywhere except this square. So I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong because he can chase my queen around with pieces, but it seems to me that I can help restrict his motion with having my queen in the center of the board. This is actually probably a bad idea. Probably should not have my queen in the center. We got a comment in the chat. It says, That's pretty good. Another comment says, my username comes from a lack of creativity. That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to just go king. I mean, e5 would be pretty bad, but let's try king move just to have a different variety of bad. I mean, I like to have different kinds of bad on this show. Don't just like always have the same kind of bad. That's a bit monotonous. You know what I mean? The person's username is unquadhexium, and he says he wasn't creative. That's why he named himself that. I beg to disagree, beg to differ. I disagree to differ. I beg to disagree. Is that all the combinations? I disagree to differ. There's actually like three factorial ways, or is that, I don't know. I feel like I'm winning here. I know I just blundered a pawn. I know that's not really a blunder though, because look at my king. It's so kingy. I mean, I'm gonna seriously king it up right here with my king, and I don't care about any of that stuff. In fact, I don't even want to capture this bishop. I want to take this move. Why? Okay, I'll capture the bishop. Fine. Bishop's a pretty big piece. I mean, you don't want to just leave bishops sitting around. He cannot capture because it would be check. So let's get out there and oh, this is a weird position. He can't advance his king here. If he goes here, I could take him because then it wouldn't be check anymore. So let's develop our pieces. This is very strong. Having two pawns in the center like this is very strong. I love my king position. I don't think I'll move the king. But I will pin the knight. I actually think if he takes this, I take the knight. And he's a little bit of a problem with two giant pieces under attack. So this is a pretty interesting opening. I will take the knight, I think. Oh, pretty fun. My queen is covering this square. Otherwise, this check would be a little obnoxious. Well, how you guys doing? How you doing? I mean, I make a video every week just to say hi. It's not like the chess is any good. So I'm really here to check on you guys. Are you still doing okay? Have you gained that quarantine 15 pounds yet? Because I have not. I've actually lost 5 pounds because that's the way I gain weight. I don't know why that is. I've been exercising more the last couple days. I use an Apple Watch and I met my exercise goal 3 days in a row. Whoa! So the trick, by the way, is to set really low goals. So that's one way you can meet your goals. But still, it's a big deal for me. So you can tell me congratulations if you want, or you don't have to. That's pretty much your two options. I've really narrowed down your options. I mean, you thought you had a ton of options in life, but now you realize you only have two. You can either congratulate me or not. So it's too bad that you're so restricted, but that's just the way life is. I'm gonna double up my rooks here on the open file and just like own the guys. He's gonna be so owned. Like this is a serious problem for him, I guess. I don't know if it is really. I'm just making stuff up. Let's see. How is he gonna survive any of this? Well, do I advance my king like this? Does that help me at all? Oh, I could play here. Guys, is this smart? I know. It's pretty fun though. Because he can't take me because it's jack, right? Let's go here. This is tempting, but it's actually terrible because then I can't move the rook. You're not allowed to check the opponent. For those of you just wandering in, like what's going on, you cannot place the king in checkmate. Apparently, you can run the opponent out of time. So am I winning this? I mean, I lost a pawn, but he's really, really tied up. I really feel like I'm winning this game. I'll play you one more time, Argel. I mean, it's pretty disappointing to just wave your hands when you could be playing chess. So let's get some chess going. Also disappointed just losing the middle game. Like I like to lose in the end game or maybe the opening, but middle game's very disappointing, so don't lose there. Let's do the same kind of thing because we're going to be stupid twice in a row, and let's close it up. Let's close it up, okay? I think we need this move. What? We just do. We just do. Don't question me. Questioning is for the questioners. This is going to become chess. So I think I want to gain material. I think I want to get ahead in material. Hmm. Well, this is bad. Maybe I should have played c4. Because I have to take with the pawn. Just not a great position for me. Or maybe it is. It either isn't or is. I've got this pretty narrowed down. I'm pretty good at narrowing down the options, don't you think? I just like two possibilities. Okay, let's see what's happening in the chat. There are no checks. You should use a Mango watch, according to Mango Town Plaza. That's very biased of you to suggest a Mango watch. I think only mangoes suggest that. So I can safely decline that since I'm not a mango. I'm actually a much superior fruit to a mango. I once read in my chat box that mango was the best fruit, and I was just like, what? I could not even stream for days. In fact, it took me a week before I could stream again. Maybe that's because I stream once a week, but I think it was because of the mangoes. And seriously, I just thought about that for days, and by that I mean milliseconds. Then I was on to the next thing because mangoes are so uninteresting. I mean, when you're thinking about mangoes, you're thinking about nothing because mangoes are nothing. They're like, oh, I want to push this. Look how uninterested in mangoes I am. I'm just thinking about this pawn right now because it's not a mango. If I if he if I and it's pinned and I can't because it's check, so we're gonna just push the pawn. This is very bad, by the way. If you're like, oh, I'll watch this chess show and I'll get better at chess, no, you'll get worse at chess because I play very bad moves. I guess you could get better by checking out the moves I make and be like, yeah, I won't make those moves. Then you might become a better player. I guess that's a possibility. So here's why this is bad. So this square, like both my pawns have gone past it. See this? Look closely. Both of them. Okay. And that's bad because now I do not have any pawns that can attack it ever. Like unless I like capture something, let's take the blue off. That's not very likely. So because I can never get a pawn to attack the square, it's a super good square. It's called an outpost. It's called that because it's super good. I mean, don't you name super good things outposts? Well, I do, and I'm naming this an outpost right now. So that's really good. Like if he could just get his knight there, which he'll never be able to do because he screwed himself. But if it weren't for that, he could like get his knight here, capture his own pawn maybe, and then it would be an outpost, and he could get his other knight there. Like just imagine if he had like 3 or 4 knights in this square. That would be amazing. I can't check him though. So, oh, did you see that? I saw that. We're going to attack this square now. He'll regret ever moving his king backwards because now we are onto him, onto it. Now we're on. We're on, baby. Let's do this. There haven't been a lot of trades yet. I mean, we basically have the whole chessboard in front of us, none of the chessboard behind us, like a typical chess player. And that means that it's not really easy to do much. We're pretty much closed up. I'm thinking maybe king here, though. See, he's getting ready for that outpost. Just look at that. Look how posty that is. Very outy posty. I'm on my way. If I could just get my king here. Oh, you cheat, Argel09. Cheat. Oh, colon. Oh, it says chat instead. That's very similar to cheat. It's a chat about a cheat. Okay, here's the plan. If I get my king right here, then I can take it for free. Right? He can't recapture because of the start menu. What just happened? So apparently if you press that, whoosh, what happens? You can check out Office. I hate Office. Why does it say Office there? Because Microsoft is evil. They're just like, oh, Microsoft Edge, that's what you want right now. Apparently I haven't cleaned this up because, oh, what's over here? Adobe. That's cool. Adobe do. Let's go right here. You cannot check or checkmate the opponent, so now I can take this knight. Give him a little time. You can't do that, Argel. You'll have to undo that and then add some more. Oh, you just cheated me into two add times. That's brilliant. What else is in here? The Azure portal. Oh yeah, I just installed the Azure portal. It was pretty fun. You should do that. If you're bored and you're like, what should I do? You should install the Azure portal. I just got a free night with my super genius play. Okay, never mind. You should watch this show if you want to get really good at whatever this is called. It's called Russian Kings. Yeah. You should watch this show so you can become a grandmaster Russian Kings chess player. Because look at this brilliant strategy I've used, which is called rushing your king. That's I just named it myself. It's a very good strategy. Let's see how he likes getting owned. So now c5 he can't take. Of course I can't take, but then c6 and I'm just feeling so good. This will be great. Okay. He can't check me, so he can't play this. He can't play this. Can I do some cool stuff? I could like, oh no, that's check, so this doesn't work. Because this is check, so I never open up this diagonal. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Hey, I could push and then take this. That doesn't quite work either. This is weird. Okay, okay, fine. I'll just fork you. Oh, this is weird. This is definitely weird. It's like a beard. It's like a weird beard. Okay, I've got Kareem Hoshangi in the chat. He says hello. That's a great comment. Thank you very much, Kareem, for saying hello. In response to that, I would like to say hello as well. I think with that little interaction, we've completed the niceties of the day. Hmm. Hmm. If you're stupid, why stop there? Get extra stupid. It's like, let's give him some time so he can ponder this. He really didn't anticipate that because look, he just cheated. Like, you can't take that because of the discover check. We're playing where you can't check the opponent. So that was pretty funny. Let's give him some more time to ponder this. Okay, so he's pinning it. Okay. And now let's go. Let's go here because we're not super stupid. We're just regular stupid right now. Okay, this is gonna be great. Oh, except I can't take the queen. It would check him, which you can't check the opponent. Oh, but he's being normal. I don't know. I had to move fast. Seems like I made an error. Not so good. Like, yeah, it's true that he's pinned, but I can't take this because it checks him. Oh, I also can't take that because it checks him. We'll trade some bishops, sure. I'd love to take that. Impossible. Does that do anything? Like, I'm definitely struggling here. So I've lost a bishop. Yeah, I've lost a bishop, but I do have some extra pawns, so let's see how this goes. I should definitely push this pawn before he does. Oh man, let's push it right now. This is good. Oh, I guess I could have taken a queen for free. Oh, you can't do that, Argel09. That's check also. We're really bad at this. Like, don't watch this to become a grandmaster. Watch this to like just watch the two world's most baddest players. He stole my job. Play the world's most dumbest game. I'll still play that, but I would definitely prefer the queen. Because I'm such a gentleman, I'll do that instead. I'm like such a gentleman. I'm like a maximally gentleman. I'm so gentle. See, I'm very manly as well. So those two together make me a gentleman. Hmm. He says no comma cheating. Oh, that's interesting. So this is a lot like Racing Kings, but in Racing Kings chess, well, you go the same direction. That's actually on this chess website, Racing Kings. Oh no, I'm cheating. I need to take back. um, I'll go here, and then I'll take this. That's good. In Racing Kings, there's no pawns. That makes a big, big difference. This is a weird chess game because of that difference. He could advance his king here, which I'm kind of concerned about. Okay, here's the plan. Apparently, we don't need that plan. The plan is to put the king where it can be checked. That's not going to work. Nothing's happening. Like, when do we... Well, my king's more advanced, so that's good. Traded queens. That seems good. Like, if kings are advanced, we're about to advance them more. It seems possible. And at that point, you want to be more advanced. Trade. Trade to the endgame. This makes sense to me. He gave up the open file, so let's take that. Like, his extra bishop is very useless right now. Okay, thanks for that. I guess I could try to promote. Like, have you ever seen a bishop this bad? It's like a tall pawn here. It's like, okay, it's a pawn, definitely a pawn that can move diagonally. Other than that, it does nothing. I guess he could take this, but then, I mean, am I going to be able to stop him from doing that? No, I don't even care. I'm a very careless person at the moment. I can't check him. So how will I win? I could push my pawn, then I can move there. No, I could push my pawn, he'll take it for free. I don't know. Maybe I'll just promote after all. I bet you didn't see this coming because I sure didn't expect anything like this. Oh, another person says hello in the chat. That's cool. I love that word. It's good. Okay, Mr. T, why do I like that? Because it has hell inside it. Hello has hell. In fact, if you want to type hello, you have to type hell. That's why I like it. That doesn't make sense. Why would I like it for that reason? It says, I was watching last week's Fish Random episode. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Check that out on YouTube. We played some moon chess, which is crazy. Search the internet for Fish Random Chess Whiz and then click, no, I didn't mean Cheese Whiz, and you'll have some Fish Random. That'll be great. I'm almost there. I cannot get past, however. So we'll put the pawn. Oh, he's out of time. That was an anticlimactic. We have two anticlimactic games. So I'm going to put the pawn right here, and then I'm going to put the rook right here. Those just work together really well because the pawn defends the rook. At that point, then maybe I can break this and get in. It's funny I'm down a bishop, but I'm still just doing fabulously. I have no idea why. This feels like winning, even though the bishop is so bishopy. I mean, I come in here. It's actually very pawny. That's the problem. Come in here, and then I can promote or take his rook. Like, it's crazy. Arch, I'd love to play you again, but I do have a lot of other challengers I want to give a chance to. Whoops, abort you. I abort people on a regular basis. Let's play with Genki Chess. Good luck, Genki. That says good luck, Genki. You'll just have to take my word for it. Double check that he wants to play by the rules. And he does. So let's get that king going. So what do we learn from that? Like, how can we become a better player of Russian King's chess? Like, how can we do that? I think getting the king out. I think getting the king placed somewhere out there, like just as far as you can. It limits the opponent's options. Oh, it's kind of putting me to sleep. This is not the best chess variant. It's kind of backfired for him, though. Like, he blocked this pawn and really caused a problem. I think, though, that was just because of his bad play. I don't think that's like, oh, you block this pawn, you lose. I think it's just like something else going on there. We'll find out. Oh, Barrio chess. That's what the moon chess was called. That was fun. Barrio. Hey, thanks for saying that. Hey, thanks for joining, by the way. It's not everyone who joins this show, just you cool guys. So thanks for doing that. I want to thank my Patreon supporters. All one of them. Just kidding. We have dozens. If you round down to the nearest dozen and then you switch to singular. We have about a dozen Patreon supporters, which is cool. They give me money for free, and I use that money to buy rice. I'm actually a huge rice aficionado. Look at this. I'm in the 5th rank. Oh, I love it. He's at 20,058 rated, approximately, rounded to the nearest 2,058. And then you take the limit of like the smaller of the numbers between his rating and 2058. Never mind. I can't even like continue to add words. Usually what I do is I lie. If I start with a lie, and then after erasing the period, then I continue to add words until it becomes true. But that was such a bad sentence that I couldn't even salvage it. I'm like, okay, his rating is 20,058, comma, and then what would you add to that, like to make it true? Like, except not. I failed to do that. However, this is pretty good because he can't recapture. Oh, I also can't do it. Sorry, kids and chits. That says sorry, it's a cheat. My typing is somewhat inferior to its norm, which is super bad typing, by the way, because normally I can barely type, but at this point, I could not even barely type. I just typed kids and chits, which sounds like some kind of euphemism. So we're going to just move on right now. Okay, VChess is constantly adding chess. That's cool. Adding stuff. VChess. Um, yeah, VChess is doing that. If you've never heard of VChess, I have. So that's some difference between us. We're pretty similar, you know. We both have like arms and stuff, but there's some differences as well, such as I've heard of VChess. So that's one difference. We're pretty similar though. I was struggling the other day though. That's something different from you. You never struggle. Like, have you ever experienced like where you just don't feel like you're accomplishing enough in life? You ever experienced that? I had this weird experience because I am accomplishing enough according to the universal doctrine of accomplishment, which I just looked up to make sure, whoops, to make sure I was accomplishing enough. I just accomplished a night blunder, so I'm getting a lot done in this game. And what I discovered is that I'm accomplishing plenty, but I didn't feel like that. So the feeling I had was that I'm just kind of like an inferior human being. Like other people, like not compared to other people, just like to my own standard. Like if I go out to other people, I'm like, hey, other people, like, how are you? They're like eating awful food and spending their time running out of time, which isn't a good use of time. By the way, it's terrible. I tried to add him time, but I was too slow even for that because I'm a very slow person. But if I compare myself to others, then I'm like, wow, I'm better than others, so that's something. But if I don't do that and I just start off the game with like, how am I? I was like, I'm just not good enough. You ever felt like that? You ever felt like an insufficient person? I don't know if you have, because this is a monologue, which is where you can't reply. So we'll just stay in the mysterious mystery about that. Like, I wonder if you have ever felt inferior. Nah, you probably never. You've probably like been living for all those years, like both of them, and you've never felt inferior. That's probably the case. Yeah, that's another difference. I felt inferior the other day, and I concluded that I'm a super irrational human, which is kind of a weird conclusion because I'm actually very rational compared to most humans. I have a friend who was studying market theory because, you know, that's what friends do. And he's like, the rational market actor. he's like studying this, you know, like Adam Smith's invisible hand and the rational market. Pretty crazy stuff since the market is super irrational. But anyway, back to reality. He told me. This is what he told me. This is like totally believe this story because in this story I have a friend, so that's definitely true. And not only that, but in this story, my friend said something to me. So like these two things, they definitely happen. And in this story, which is full of factual facts, uh, my friend said to me, when I imagine the rational market participant, I think of you. I can hardly say it with a straight face. And I couldn't keep a straight face when he said that to me. I was like, rational market. And then I realized it's compared to most people. Like compared to most people, I am a hyper rational person. That's why I'm sitting in a chair in an empty room talking into a piece of plastic with like a metal thing that like the air hits it and it shakes. Like I'm doing that because I'm so rational. And then it sends an electrical signal and then it gets sent wirelessly to my router and then which is also a tree. I have like a tree router. That's why my bandwidth is so bad. I'm doing all those things because I'm very rational. Anyway, I'm also super irrational at the same time. How could that be? How can you be both rational and irrational? Because compared to other people, I'm super rational. Like, have you ever met people? They're super irrational. Like super. Like I can't even describe how irrational they are because here's the realm of things I can describe. Like this little bubble here is everything I can describe. Um, this is the way my life works. It's made of bubbles. And in this bubble here is everything possible to be described. But then over here next to it, this is a Venn diagram, except it's three-dimensional. It's like, here's some of the Venn, and then here's the next Venn. This is what you call them, right? Like the Venns. Okay, so the second Venn, there's no overlap in the three space. This looks good because he can't check me. So in the second Venn is these people's rationality, and it's really small because their rationality is really small. It's like a pinhead, but it's not you because you're no pinhead. But think about it; it's not inside this bubble of things I can describe. So what we have to conclude then, finally, after this long description of words, is that, um, well, pizza tastes really good. Like, I don't know about you, but pizza is really good. I think it's the cheese. Like, I know some of you guys can't eat cheese because you don't have teeth, but for me, I can eat cheese and I love pizza. I've decided to stop talking about Venn diagrams because not everyone relates to them. Some people they get with Venn diagrams and they just want to like stop venting. I don't know how that is. I love Venn diagrams. Like my second and third, sorry, third best friends are both Venn diagrams. My best friend is the number 64. But then below that, I've got some Venn diagrams in the hierarchy of friendship. It's just great. I mean, they never double cross you because Venn diagrams can't have crosses in them. So it's very, very pleasant to have such a friendship hierarchy. Anyway, back to the point. Pizza is really, really good. That's basically the point of the show at this point. We're not talking about king rushing chess. We're definitely not talking about this thing here. I don't even know what this is. Like, who's playing this game? It's not me. I don't even know what we're doing. But I'll tell you, pizza's really good. That's what we know for sure. Too bad this isn't like a water bottle of pizza. Or should I say a pizza bottle? Now, there's an invention for you. For me, I should just invent this. I can have it manufactured like a bottle that just contains pizza in it. And you drink the pizza. Mm. I had the idea once actually of just being able to drink all things because chewing is so much work. But when I took it to market, I learned nobody wants to do that because chewing is extremely satisfying. Like you might think, I'm not a very satisfied person. Like I just watch things on the internet and that's not very satisfying. And then I eat Cheetos. But it turns out if you just stop eating and you switch to drinking everything, like I'm sure you've never done that because it's so unsatisfying, but you would discover, which actually you wouldn't really discover it because I've already told you, that's very, very unsatisfying. Like extremely unsatisfying. Why is this? I don't know yet. I'm still chewing pizza. Like I just prefer that, so not really sure. But my theory is that chewing is one of the key properties. It's the primary key. Chewing is the primary key of life. What I've discovered, you see, is that there's a foreign key reference into uh, masticating. But that's actually just an alias. It's actually the same as chewing. Because you thought I said something else, but masticating means chewing. That's what an alias is. It's like another word for the same thing. So now that we've covered that, we can go back to this chess position. It's very interesting. Definitely thinking about masticating pizza right now. Mm, it's too bad I'm not able to focus on this chess. It's remarkable that I'm winning by a bishop, considering I haven't looked at the board yet. That's pretty remarkable. I'm remarked right now. It seems though that I'm going to win this game. That's what it seems like. Thanks to all the good chess moves that somebody made on this chessboard. Not even sure who. So maybe like this kind of, like I could just go over there. No, that's too tempting to take more free stuff. This seems good. I'm beating a 2000 in a rated game, of course. You guys do that all the time, but for me, it's a big deal. I used to be 2100. I used to be 2200. Then I started Chess with TV. That was a big mistake. So now I play all my rated games in these crazy chess variants. They actually say, don't be stupid. Like, you're not allowed to be stupid. Like, look at the light chess community rules. Okay, so we go to like community and then rules. It's not in here. They took them down because they're such good rules. And in there it says, you're not allowed to play chess variants that don't even exist rated. Like, you're not allowed to do it. And then there's a little star. It's actually an asterisk, but nobody can pronounce that or spell it. So they just put a star. And by the way, it's not asterisk, it's asterisk. Okay. So now you know, but you're about to forget. So whatever. Anyway. And then underneath there is another asterisk. And it says, except chess whiz. Like, I'm allowed to do this. Why? Because I'm what you call grandfathered in. Because I'm really old. Did you know, by the way, this website, lihs.org, see all these cool streams right here that are going on the left? Those did not exist. When I joined lihs.org back in 400 BC, there were no streams up there. In fact, there was no code for streams up there. And then what happened? I talked to the creator of Lichess, Thibaut, and I said, hey, I'm going to stream, right? You know, and what did he say? That's cool. And then he's like, I'm going to put some things up here and I'm going to put you on it. He created this section for me. I was the very first streamer on lichess.org. I'm not lying because I never do. I just joke. But in this case, it was true. So that's how old I am. So I got grandfathered in. I'm allowed to play rated variants like this with whoever I want because T-Bo's like, oh, that chess whiz guy. Whatever. He likes pizza, but that's all I can say about him that's any good. So I'm actually good friends with him. And by that I mean I talked with him online once. It's pretty similar to good friends for me. Let's play with Mitcha 52. Let's do this. Yeah, this is a pretty popular website now. How many people are playing right now? See this? See this right up there? 70,000 players connected right now. 30,000 games going on right now. When I started on here, it was like 1,000 players at a time, which is still big. Still big, but this is a lot bigger. It's really grown. And that's because of Thibaut's wonderful skills. And that's not because of me. So that's too bad it's not me, but... Wait. Rules? Does that say rules? It pretty much does. If you ever think ChessWiz can't type, I'll just blame it on my keyboard because a poor workman, let's just type this out. A poor workman blames his fools. Tools! Tools. Tools. Stupid keyboard. Yeah, it's the keyboard's fault. I get it. It's a joke on myself. That's a good way to joke, right? Because if I call you fat, I'm like, you're such a fat person. That might be rude. I don't like to be rude, so you can always blame yourself instead. You'd be like, huh, Chesswiz, you're so fat. Why does that make me laugh? I should be really concerned about how fat I am. Actually, I shouldn't, because I'm not very fat. By the way, in the chat, we have this. Mappy Fisher 1, who's definitely not me because of the sword icon. See, that's moderator. He says, remember, if you're entertained, oh man, I should unmod this guy. Can you do that? Mouse over him, click on him. Like, I cannot have a moderator. Block him and report him. What's this? Ban him? Time him out? Yeah, let's time him out. Okay. Because I've used all this time. Let's get the king going. You should not be able to help. 600 seconds, that's a long time. You should not be able to chat in my box if you type. Where did everything go? It said something about give ChessWiz money. Where's that part? Oh no, when I timed him out, it deleted his message. No. I'm kind of a Twitch noob. I've only been streaming for like years, so I don't know how to use this stuff. He said to support me on Patreon. I really would appreciate that if you do that. And he said it, and it wasn't me. That's like validation right there. Another kind of validation is where someone types like numbers into the name field, and you're like, names can't have numbers in them, so you just give them an error. And of course, their name really has numbers because it turns out there's a lot of weird names in the world. If you've never created a user interface where people type names into the box, you might just think everybody's named like what your friends are named, but actually, names are really weird. Like, let me show you. Intro to Peercoin. What is Peercoin? Peercoin is a cryptocurrency. This might not make any sense to you. Intro to Peercoin. Like I made this video called Intro to Peercoin. And I made it, 6 years ago I made this video. I'm glad I'm not showing it on screen. You guys can just like watch the chess or something. Okay. Let's make a new queen here. But the interesting part is the comments. I'm going to put this on screen if they're any good. Where's the comments? There they are, 71 comments. Okay. Okay, so I got to put this on. Who cares about chess? Look at this. So here's me. I'm running out of time. This is already funny. Okay, we're just gonna promote it. Here we go. Okay, get back to the chess. Okay, so look at this. Quiddity 65. That's pretty normal. Just some guy. But look at this. Weezow. Okay. Sentinel of Jonathan Maffei, Byron McSaw, Weckle Zeckle. So if you ever want to just like have a lot of fun, you should open up YouTube and instead of watching videos, just look at the usernames of the comments. Now don't read the comments. That has scientifically proven to cause brain rot if you read YouTube comments. That's a very hazardous behavior. Don't do that. However, you could read the usernames. They haven't studied that, so I don't think it causes as bad brain rot. So like Ignacio Cabero, PB, Greg Ketterman, John Miranda. This is fun. This is better than the chess actually. Crypto Coiner, that's probably not a name. David K 1978, Zorro Shia. I lost. No, I'm out of time. Oh, rated game. Just lost 5 points. Oh, but at least you saw all those usernames. Not gonna let that happen. How did we get to all in test? No idea. I was going to try to show you some Thai names actually, because the Thai, for some reason, are really into Purecoin, which is a cryptocurrency. And there weren't any, unfortunately. The Thai don't comment in Thai very often, I guess. You know, you know how it is. They're a little shy, right? They have really interesting names though. Like I'm just gonna look that up. Thai names. Thai names. I promise I won't run out of time because that wasn't even funny. And I try to do funny things on this show. Thai name examples. I'm using the internet for this. I know it's kind of cheating. Okay, actually, I just got a Wikipedia article about Thai names, and instead of playing Russian King's Chess, we should just read this here, or watch it, I guess. Watch me read it, because Siam is what it used to be called. Uh, like, I gotta find somebody's name. King Varajavuj. Like, you should just read this Wikipedia article on Thai names instead of finishing the video. Actually, just finish pause the video, go read the article, and then come back. And you'd be like, wow, Chess Whiz, you are so funny for recommending that video. And also, it's because of your ears, they stick out, and that's really funny. That's actually why I wear these headphones, is because my ears stick out. But you can't tell that unless I tell you, which I just did. So that was maybe a mistake. Not my first mistake of the show, however. I think my first mistake was ever having the idea to stream myself on the internet. It's not like I'm really respectable. Like imagine if I wanted to be the president of the United States. Imagine how difficult that would be when my opponents would be like, you wanna elect Chess Whiz? Look what he thinks. And then you'd bring up this video of me saying kill babies and eat them or whatever I say on this show. It would be very easy to make me look unelectable by just taking certain segments of this show uh, and sharing those with the general population, because actually the general population would probably fall for that. They'd be like, "Wow, I just saw a video clip of a guy and he said a thing, so I definitely won't vote for him." Like that would definitely happen if I ran for president, but I'm not going to, because you have to be 35, and I will never be 35, except in the future. Who cares about the future? What did I move? I've even forgotten my chess move. Oh, is this really good move? Oh, fantastic. Okay, so he can't take my queen. That's lucky. But now I have a bit of a problem. Hmm. 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 Well, I guess this is it, guys. Here's the idea. Pin the knight, and then win the knight. I can't take it because it's check, but I'll get there. Give me some time. He could defend it with b3, but if you just don't look at that, then it will work. Actually, that won't work. That won't work for him because he can't capture, because that would be check right there. Can't win the knight unless I move. That's a good point, Mitcha. If you just run out of time, there's no way I'll get that knight. Oh, that's fantastic. There's a pretty good song that just came out called Melt. I'm going to play it for you after the show, unless you're watching on YouTube, in which case I won't. Look at this. I just won the knight. Okay. So now we're tied up again. Melt by AU5 and Jetto. Vocals by Christina Soto. I'm going to play that after the show. I'm not going to add him time. I'm just going to let him run out because I want to hear Melt. I'd rather hear that than finish the chess game, that's for sure. No, actually, we haven't played any Russian King's chess where you rush your king. So that's going to be nice for a change. We're going to have an endgame here. Just watch. It's going to be a great endgame. If he takes me, I can't recapture. So I better take him. This is kind of funny. It's kind of symmetrical, isn't it? Yeah. I'm done saying funny things. Oh, yeah. That was good. You can't check the opponent in this variant, so I just want a bishop. This is good. Let's send him a surprised face. There's a few things this could be, but let's just stick with surprised face. Seems good. Anything going on in the chat? Let's take another look at the chat. Don't have time. Where's the chat? It says, Nicola Drummer. Huh, I've never even heard of you. That's cool. A new viewer. I haven't had that since 1954. He says, is this show you arguing with yourself? Okay, that's not a great comment. Like, I've had better comments. Like the guy who said, you look like a skeleton. That was a good comment. But this one is not as good. And then he says, it's kind of fun. That's somewhat of a self-redeeming comment. To redeem means to... I don't know what redeem means, but it's pretty redeeming, I think. If I ever learn what that means, I'll check and see if it really is redeeming. Ooh. Oh, he's winning my bishop with his bishopy ways. You can't checkmate the opponent. Why have I been playing this variant for an hour? And I've never had the issue that, like, what do you do because you can't checkmate the opponent? I'm just now having that issue for the first time. I could just do this. Like, fortunately, I've played a ton of Raising Kings chess, which is similar to this. You can actually play that on this chess channel, chess website, lichess.org. And then you click create a game and you can go in variant and choose Raising Kings. Like, that's a thing. Oh, oh, man. What's going down? Oh, he can take me. He doesn't know it. We're going to try to win this pawn instead. So this is becoming the same as Raising Kings. Don't run out of time, please, Chess Wiz. This is like your one chance to figure out what in the world is wrong with this chess variant. So this is not a good time to run out of time. We're going to play here, and then we're going to advance the king. Yeah, Mitcha is just like, he's really confused. Like, what is this chess variant? I have no idea what's happening. But I have all these elite skills from my past. So I'll use them to win. Yeah, just need to go 3 more steps here. Good, good. Now his rook is pinned. Now his rook is still pinned. It's doubly pinned. So I can go take it. Oh, this is sweet. Oh, this is hilariously sweet. Oh, it's delicious. This is like pizza. Oh, yeah. He's going to run out of time. No, no, not yet. Okay. But now that I'm at a rook, it's pretty easy to win. Here allows me to free the rook. Yeah, no, great. Oh, he checks me. He's like so bamboozled, he just cheats. Oh, send him a drooling face now. That's good. You can't do that because it's check. He resigns because I'm head of rook, of course. But actually, if you've played Racing Kings in the endgame, it's very similar. That's a cool chess variant. I know it took an hour to actually get to like the endgame, which is where it really gets interesting. Or maybe it just becomes a draw It's one of those. Anyway, that was pretty fun. I don't recommend this chess variant. I recommend you go to a previous episode. Just pick a random number from 1 to 10, go back that number of episodes. That variant is probably better. However, if your options are only this, I would say it's worth a try. That's pretty fun. If you do want to watch this show live, it is on twitch.tv/chesswiz Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it has been for a very long time. And the plan is that it will be for a very long time. And to ensure that, you should support the show by making a financial contribution on patreon.com/chesswiz. I would much appreciate it. This has been ChessWiz TV. Thanks for watching.